seems like a lot of great opportunities kind of just come out of nowhere, just like situations where you really don't expect anything and it leads to some great opportunities. I would say like the first time I met Cedric the Entertainer, which is one of the coolest dudes in the business, man. I mean, Cedric is such a genuine person on and off the stage. Just it resonates all the way through his personality. But I remember it was years ago. I was doing the show, and I was in Charleston, South Carolina. I was doing the show somewhere else, and Cedric and Friends, his tour that he was doing was in town. And a friend of mine, very close friend of mine, Prescott, was on the show as well with Cedric. And after their show, they were like, hey, we're having dinner over at the venue. They had set up a place for them to have dinner. They were setting up a place to have dinner, and he was like, hey, come on by and eat with us. I was like, cool. So I finished my show, and who was going to turn down the opportunity to go have dinner with Cedric and his people? So I got there, and on the stage they had set up like a dining room with a big table, and they had food, all this food, and Cedric and his road manager and my buddy and all the other comics that were on the show, they're all sitting at the table. So I sat there and we were just having conversation. We're eating and having conversation. I'm just being me. I'm honestly, and never in any situation I'm in, I'm trying to impress anybody. I'm just me. I just, we're talking, and sometimes I guess it comes across as just being funny, but it's not. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being me. I just enjoy people, and if I enjoy the company that I'm in, I tend to be animated and just carefree with what I say. And I was on this roll that night where everything I said, everybody at the table were just laughing hysterically. And Cedric was like, yo, this dude is funny. Like, just in conversation, like, yo, this dude is funny. He was like, yo. He looked over at his road manager. He was like, dude, we should put this dude on some dates. And he's like, okay. And from that dinner conversation, I did my first large venue in, I believe it was Fayetteville, North Carolina, I believe it was, where we did Cedric and Friends. Cedric hosted, and he brought out a couple of comics like myself, Prescott, brought us all out. And that was one of the first big shows I did. I think it might have been between 3,500, maybe 5,000 people. I might be exact. I'm not exactly sure the numbers, but it was more than 1,000 people, I tell you that. There was enough people to say, oh shit, when I walked out there. It was about 3,500 people, and I performed, and it was one of those moments in my career. It was like, I think I want to do this for a long time. So I would say that had to be about maybe 15 years ago, and it's one of the most memorable moments. And because Cedric was the guy that he saw that I was talented and gave me an opportunity based on that.